that dude, Ryan Garcia, it's two things that he needs to do. One, he has to pick one of the two instead of what he's doing, which is just consistently talking. You got to do one of two things. You either need to step up your competition and step it up right now, or you need to go ahead and be quiet and just go through your maturation process. Now, I've always said that, Ryan Garcia, he's a kid that can, in a long term, can be good. Just like Keith Thurman ended up being good. But it took Keith Thurman a while. He had to move up very slow from a large amount of years before he got to the point where he could take on the top level competition. Kell Brooks was also the same way. But once they got to that certain level of maturation, they were able to bang out with the best of them. Even when it comes to somebody like Kell Brooks, I'm not sure why they didn't put him up against the likes of Danny Garcia and Keith Thurman, like instead of jumping up in weight the way that he did to fight Gennady Golovkin, or fighting like mandatory after mandatory after mandatory, just basically bum after bum after super bum after super bum after super bum for absolutely no reason. And in those few minutes, in those rounds that he fought against Gennady Golovkin, I think he showed that he should be able to hang with any welterweight. But after, but that's not the way, the path that he chose. But just like, it took him to get to that particular level, I think Ryan Garcia is the same type of thing. I think he has a long way to go. He has a long way to go before he gets into the space where he can face the top guys out there and compete with them. A long way to go. You know what I mean? But he can do it. I think he has the talent. He has the skills. He's Canelo's camp, so he's getting extra help. Physiologically, I've seen the difference in him within just one camp. So he's getting extra help. Also, yeah. You know what I mean? So, he should be fine. You know what I mean? But right now, he's not ready. But he's talking like someone who's ready. You're consistently going against the likes of the Devin Haney's. You're consistently talking about damn, I hate the mornings, man. My head just gets all Gervonta Tank Davis. You're talking about a guy who has been champion multiple times. You're talking about a guy who took on the number one guy to 130 pounds and stopped him with ease. The same person that, took Lomachenko 12, the full 12 rounds, gave Lomachenko all kinds of issues. That same guy. So he's taking on this high level of competition and stopped him. And you see him stopping guy after guy after guy after guy after guy. Substantially higher competition than what you're facing. But then you're talking as if you'll be able to run through this particular person, or you'll be able to destroy this person. The same person that your camp wouldn't even let you spar him. Forget fight him. They wouldn't even let you spar him. They shut that down. So you got two options. You either need to be quiet and go ahead and go through your maturation process, or you need to step up your competition and step up your competition right now. There's a lot of guys that are willing to face you, and they're willing to face you right now. So you need to be trying to fight him. Obviously, he has a fight set up, against, I think it's going back down at 130 pounds to fight Santa Cruz for his championship belt, because your camp wouldn't let you fight him. So you have Devin Haney that's available, that has a belt around his waist right now. You can face him. You can go take on him next. If you can't take on him next, fine. You can take on somebody like, a Campbell. You can say, hey, I want Campbell and I want him next. And you can take on somebody of that nature. Gary Russell's talking about jumping up all the way to 135 pounds. You can see if your promoter can set that up. You have options. Whether it be taking on whoever the contenders is that would make you the mandatory and make you the take on that person. Whoever the number one contender is, jump straight to them. Jump straight to them. But you're in a space where your camp was wary about even putting you up against Linares, somebody that we've seen get knocked out on multiple times in the last year or two. But they were wary against putting you up against him. So if you feel that you're about that life and you feel that you're ready, then that's what you need to do. Because right now you sound like a little chihuahua that's barking at these big pit bulls that are locked up inside of a cage. You know what I'm saying? Eventually somebody's gonna go and pop that up. Or some of these dogs, how they be fidgeting with cages, boom, they pop that open and they come out. What are you gonna do then? What are you gonna do then? You know, so that's the major thing that he needs to work on right now, and he needs to figure out right now. You know, because this is gonna get old really, really quick. You consistently, especially when we go back to fighting again. Everybody starts fighting again. Boxing goes back to what it was. If you're consistently talking about these guys, and Gervonta's about to go into a championship fight, you know, Devin Haney got his belt, so obviously he'll be, you know, defending his belt. You know, if you won't fight him, he'll fight against like a Campbell, whoever it is. He'll go fight somebody else. Then who are you gonna fight? Mars is willing to fight you. Mars wants that work. Take on to Mars. You could take on to Mars. Mars is willing, and he's a 130-pounder that's willing to fight you. You got a lot of like really good options. Forget even the champs. Even if you don't fight Tank Davis, even if you don't fight Devin Haney, you got options. Or the Cuban at 135 pounds. I forget his name. They were supposed to fight Campbell for the belt. I don't remember his name right now. But you have even that's an option as well. But if you're going to continue talking, it's time to jump up. Basically 5 steps from where you're at right now. Because the consistent talking without action, when you have these things available to you, it ends up not looking good. Some guys will be talking, but guys won't fight them. You know, I can understand that. But when these guys are willing to face you, you know, yet you're being held back, and you know your side is saying, nah, we're not going to do that right now, you end up not looking good. All right, so for his next fight, we're going to see if it's just talk or if he's really about that life. But for now, like, subscribe, share, and I'm out.